Happy Saturday.
Good morning.
Oh, I left my list. Shoot. Well, and I left my water. I'm going to do that.
Almost prepared.
So close.
Oh no. Good thing that has Wise Owl matte varnish on top of it.
Hashtag commercial.
Oh, we have somebody at the door. Weird. Oh, okay.
All right. Sorry for that.
Guys. Oh, good news
Try
is
this again.
no one's here. It's just on the replay. They have to put up with
Put up with the distraction. You should probably scoot a little to the right. We decided to sit down this morning. We were talking about hospitality. I'm off the camera?
Yeah, look at you're kind of chopped off.
My arm is. I feel like we just need
Take
to, like,
2. Good morning.
Good morning. Happy Saturday. We are talking about hospitality this morning and how to be prepared. So I feel like this is actually a really good start because this is how not to be prepared for things. So we thought
it is. You just, when you get caught off guard, you just kind of you have to work your way through it.
It's true. So true.
Don't let it ruin the potential for hospitality. There you go.
There you go. Don't let it fluster you. So, if you don't know who we are the Rustic Girls. My name is Katie, and this is my mom and business partner, Patty. We co-own Rustic Redemption here in Granite Falls, Washington. I gotta stop, the table wobbles. Here in Granite Falls, Washington, as well as we're growing an online community of women that we're super excited to kick off January 1st called the Barn Loft. So it's just been a lot of fun growing and learning with y'all and sharing what we've learned. And so here we are. So this morning we were kind of talking about kind of what we like to do to show hospitality. How it used to be. I mean, it was like literally open door policy with your doors unlocked. Mm-hmm. People just wandered in. And obviously that's changed quite a bit. Not very many people have an open door policy anymore. And it's really kind of that heartbeat behind hospitality. Mm-hmm. Is that just always being prepared and always being ready to show. And I think before we've got a couple tips on how we try to be prepared to just show hospitality in our home. But I think almost first is let go of being prepared.
Yeah.
It's not going to be perfect. Your home will never be perfect. You will never be 100% ready. We will always have the hamper of clothes thrown in the bedroom. So I think it's, one of the biggest things is letting go of perfection. You look at Pinterest and even when you go to someone's house, you plan to go to dinner, you go and their house is perfect and you think, oh, my home has to be like this. Well, they knew you were coming and they cleaned that day. Like, surprise. I know. That's a mind-blowing one there. But it's true, and we like to think we have to live up to that expectation, but when you want to have a heart for hospitality, you have to let go of perfection. Mm-hmm. Besides, perfection is not comfortable. Think about somebody who seems perfect. Their home's perfect, their family's perfect, they got it all together.
I remember when I was, I don't even think I was married yet. I was a young sprite. I don't know where that word came from.
Fairy. She was a young fairy.
But I remember going to someone's house for a baby shower, mm-hmm. and it was the mom-to-be's, I think, aunt's house or something. But her furniture was all white, and it was all covered with this plastic covering stuff. It's like was designed, it was like a thing. It wasn't just like a bag.
No, I know it's a thing.
I've
never been in a home
nothing
like that,
out of place, but I felt out of place.
Yeah,
like I felt super uncomfortable. I was scared to even sit on the plastic couch. It just felt like
you weren't supposed to be there.
Yeah, that I wasn't supposed to be there, and to me, that's always stood out as I never ever wanted to have a home that felt that
perfect.
And it was It was
uninviting.
pretty. I mean, there was a lot of things that were pretty about it, but it felt cold.
Didn't invite you
and
in.
and uninviting.
Mm-hmm.
So I always wanted to have that cozy home, to where people felt that they could sit down and be relaxed and be a part of.
And I grew up with kind of an open door policy. I mean, at least with my grandma, but she kind of created that, and that my grandma would just show up and be like, "Put on some tea. We're gonna have a little visit here." And but I mean, but you were really good about like having a home that was prepared, that we're pretty much always ready for people to show up. It wasn't going to be a huge deal. Now, when you knew you were having company over, it was a huge deal, and we were, you're yelling at the kids to wipe down the baseboards. But
I was kind of bad.
Yeah. But you always had a clean home, I have to say.
You would never know that now.
Yeah.
People are like,
oh, how things have changed. But
I don't have kids to bark at anymore.
You don't have your little slaves. Yes. Yeah. So, I mean, I think I grew up with kind of that spirit of hospitality, and I'm curious if you did, or if your home was very much like, some people treat their home as just like
a landing zone.
And then they're out doing their adventures, and it's definitely, to me, it's a totally foreign way of living, and it's one that I feel like I wouldn't enjoy as much. I feel like, of course, you should prefer your way of living. So I do, and I think I prefer having a home that's cozy, that's more like, this is my retreat from the world, and from the chaos. But I'm curious how you live and how you grew up.
And that's a totally different mindset. Some people they thrive on that. They want to be going and doing and out experiencing different things, still with people, but out in the world in different environments. For me, I just don't thrive that way. It's fun now and again, but I would much rather cozy up at home and cozy in with friends.
Yes. And I think that a lot of people are longing for that. I mean, you think about the design styles, how they've changed and really with my generation. And it's weird to me to think that even the generation under me, like, they're growing up and they're getting their own places now. And so even those younger than me, I know. The other day, my dad was talking, this is a complete sidebar, but you guys are used to it from me, I'm sure. We were talking about the fact that my husband's an old man because he's 30. And I'm going to be 30 in January. And so for the next couple months, he's an old man. And my dad's like, baby's turning 30? I feel old. Yes, time flies.
It does, because it's like, I know for me, it doesn't seem like that many years ago that we were celebrating 30 and over the hill and...
You know how many debates we've had about that? Because my husband's like, 30 is not over the hill.
It's not.
And I was like, I remember my dad celebrating his 30th birthday, and there were over the hill decorations. So 30 is over the hill to me.
I think that, at that point in time it was, but I think really 30 is more of like, you just get to the crest of the hill, and then it all starts slowing down. Then you go over.
Yeah. But anyway, huge sidebar to say that... I don't even remember what I was originally talking about.
You were talking about...
just having the home be the heart of things and bringing people in. And I think people are longing for that. You notice the design styles. The trends are people are wanting things that have... Talk about the character and the stories. People want things with history, with roots. And I think it's because the generation kind of... I don't know. I feel like between me and you, like my brother's a little bit older, they didn't hold on to like anything. They got rid of like everything from their childhood, heirloom. They had nothing, and it's very, it's all about that minimalism, and I like minimalism in a lot of ways, but that hardcore minimalism where you have like nothing in your home, no roots, no history, and so they don't. I think a lot of people are now going, wait a minute, I want that, and so they're trying to find it in antique pieces and things that tell a story, even if it's not their story. It tells a story. And so I think that people want that sense of roots. And I heard someone describe home decor the other day as, I feel like I talked about this in our live the other night where we did the leaf project, which was a lot of fun.
That was fun. Oh, we still have to pick somebody.
We do. Whoops. Completely forgot about that. So if you haven't, you have like a little time to run over, watch and share our live the other night doing a fun leaf decor project to enter for a giveaway to win one of the leaf signs that we made. But because we're forgetful.
Busy.
Busy. We're busy. I don't like the word busy though. You're not busy. It's all about choices.
No, it is.
And our choice was not to put the drawing at the top of our brain.
Sorry.
Whoops. But anyway, I just think that people are longing for home, and it's kind of an honor to be able to create that and provide that for people, especially if you have a heart for it. Not everyone has the spirit of hospitality. Not everyone has a heart for creating beautiful homes and that inviting space. But if you have it, I mean, I think it's a gift. It's a gift to be able to do that. So we were going to share our tips, and I have a work party this morning, so I got to go about 9:30, and I forgot to tell Patty. So we should probably get going on our tips.
I love when you do that.
Surprise! I know, it was kind of a last second thing with change of plans. So I will go with my first tip, which is pre-baking. Baked goods are just an easy way. A little bit of food, like the way to anyone's heart is through their stomach. Like, so having some like homemade food is a great way to just be prepared to show hospitality. But it's hard to plan for that. So, I mean, I was talking to my husband, and I think I'm gonna start getting up early on Saturdays to bake every Saturday. Whether it be banana bread or other treats, and you put, half in the freezer maybe, and, we don't need that many baked goods in our house, so we'll probably split the other half in half and give that to someone else. And so it gives you opportunity to keep those baked goods in your freezer. When you do have time, bake it up, keep it in your freezer, so you can just pull it out, toss it on a plate, and you show hospitality. You're ready to show hospitality in a moment's notice, but it didn't take a ton of planning. It didn't take, oh shoot, hang on, it's going to take me 45 minutes to whip up cookies. You can't come over yet.
Well, and early morning baking, I don't know if it works for everybody, but I did that a lot because, the night before, I would choose, a recipe, and, if I needed to set my butter out or whatever, kind of get things lined up and ready to go, anything that I could do. And then I used to, when you were little, I was an early riser. I would get up early and get that, and then I get it in the oven and get my mess cleaned up, and it was kind of done before I even started the day. And everybody woke up to nice baking smells and
smelling home. Yeah, agreed. I think it's a great way to just be prepared for that.
But sometimes it's maybe you have an hour before you go to bed at night, or
Yeah. So it's like whenever you time, and some of that will take intentionality, because if you don't decide how you're going to spend your time, life will decide for you. There will always be things happy to come in and claim it. So I think you have to be a little bit intentional about picking a time. But it's one of those things, if you do that, then you're just always ready for showing hospitality. So that was my first tip. And I have banana bread for y'all this morning. Because that's what I got up and baked today. We had a bunch of leftover bananas, and nothing quite like warm banana bread with butter. So good.
I'll have to trust you on that.
You don't like banana bread?
I don't.
How?
I don't.
But your mom had an amazing banana bread.
She did, and I made it for my family, and I would eat a little bit of it, but the older I've gotten, the more I don't. I like zucchini bread.
Also good.
But not banana. I'm not a banana. Don't like bananas.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Bananas, they're like you.
I'll eat them frozen.
In a smoothie.
Like in a smoothie. I understand their value, how good they are for you, but...
Well, Mom, what's your tip?
Don't eat bananas.
Don't eat bananas.
No.
They'll make you healthy.
Well, on that same note, since we're talking about food, life can be super busy, and maybe you don't find time to bake. Maybe you just feel like, right now, I don't have that kind of time in my schedule. I just can't find a time. Or I hate baking. I don't like baking. Pick up something at the bakery, even if it's just a package of cookies. One thing I've learned, you can buy like packaged cookies and throw them in your freezer, and then when you thaw them back out, they're really moist. Mm-hmm. And you can even go one step further and either pop them in the microwave for 20 seconds, or just put your oven on warm, put them in there just for a few minutes just to warm them up a little bit. So you can still create that. You can still have that, something to sit down and, have a cup of tea or have a cup of coffee with a little treat together. It's kind of I think food always invites conversation. Yep. And not that, we should, overeat and all that, but just sitting down to break bread with somebody. Mm-hmm. And so that's another tip community. Is just pick up a package of cookies and just walk down the cookie aisle.
In the refrigerator section now, they have the rolls of that's pre-done cookies, or they have ones for the freezer that you can just keep in your freezer, and then it only takes like 12 minutes, and you literally have fresh baked. And then it really
is fresh baked.
So yeah, there's a ton of options, and I think it's really good to point out that you don't always have to pre-bake baking. If you don't like baking,
and give yourself that grace. Maybe you do love to bake, but you're just in a really busy season. Give yourself that grace. It's okay to once in a while take another route.
And it's not cheating. It's about what you enjoy doing and what works for you. But finding ways to intentionally have some foods or some sweets or some nibbles, especially, any kind of bread works really good with the coffee. So, any type of that would be great just to have set aside, being intentional about that. I think it's really good. I was going to say the other thing.
You have to hide it in the bottom of your freezer under a bag of Brussels sprouts. Maybe 2 or 3 if you have kids that are onto you and like to snoop.
Wouldn't work for Will. One day I walked, so this was, a long time ago. So when brother, I don't think he lived with us anymore. He had already moved out and got married. But he was over one day and I come in and he's rifling through the chest freezer. Will, because you like to watch our lives. And I was like, what are you doing? What you doing? And he was like, Mom likes the high food, so every so often I like to take an inventory of what she's got hidden. So if your kids are on to you, good luck. The mom stashing. We're going to do a post that a while ago because we were stashing chips in the shop and talking about that. Can I get a witness? How many other moms have stashed food of some kind or beverage?
Do. Yeah. And my kids are grown. I don't even have them.
It's not your kid now. It's your husband.
Well, my kids, my husband, grandkids. I have to hide from everybody.
I'd never have my treats.
Doesn't matter how much I buy for everybody else. I hold on to my little thing, and they find it, and they eat it. Yeah, you gotta keep and then I don't have it.
Struggle is real, my friends.
It's very real.
So, the other thing about being prepared, we mentioned in the beginning, letting go of perfection. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. I have had the pregnancy burps so bad, and it's gotten to the point where I burp, and I don't even think of it, because it just happens all the time. And sometimes then I'm like, oh wait, this situation, I'm not just around my house. It's really inappropriate to be belching and not saying excuse me. So, excuse me. But the other thing is, you let go of perfection, but because once people are in your home, nothing makes somebody more uncomfortable than somebody who's running around cleaning and fussing. So you kind of just have to let it go. Once they're in your doors, it's too late to clean. But being prepared for people in your home, I've really found is picking 5 things that I can do every night before I go to bed that kind of just keeps my home at a moderate level of clean. It's not going to be perfect, especially not with littles, but it kind of keeps the chaos at bay. So for me, it's like dishes. I always try to at least clean my table off, get it nice and pretty again, and at least get the dishes gathered in the sink if I haven't washed them already. And then, for another one, it's just rounding up all the clothes, because one of my kids likes to change 4 or 5 times a day. Amazingly, she changes 4 or 5 times a day, but she's also naked half the day. So she really just packs in those outfits. And so they just scatter clothes. So it's gathering up the clothes. I try to make them, one of those 3 is making my kids clean up their toys in the evening. Get all of their toys and stuff back in the room. So you just kind of choose. You know, for me also, one thing I do every morning is I make my bed, and so that's not even a nighttime thing. But my bedroom is like, it's like a loft. It has a one bedroom. The kids are in there. So our bed is out in the living space, and so if I leave it messy, it just feels weird when people come in and they're like, "Hey, there's my rumpled bed." And
what were you doing?
Let's keep this PG-13, folks. Yeah, so it's, you know, making my bed is another one I always do. And so just finding those, like, what are 5 things you can do? They're not huge, they're not overwhelming, and they're just kind of keep your home. These are the things that are really important to me. If somebody walked in and this was not done, I would feel really uncomfortable. And if you just make it a habit, build that habit in of every day, I'm going to do these 5 things either at the end of the day or right as I start the day, or whatever works for your schedule. You know, some people, they don't get up work till 2 o'clock. So you get home and, okay, well, I'm going to quickly do those 5 things before I settle in for the evening to relax. Whatever works for you.
That's also going to make you feel more on top of things.
Yeah.
I think I talked about that in the live quite a long time ago. It's probably been a year or more ago now, maybe longer. I feel like it's when, yeah. But that was one thing I did when you guys were little for a long time, and I've kind of gotten out of the routine, is that morning 5 and evening 5. Just those few things that, you know, you just hit those things. So it like, yeah, it keeps things, you know, going and keeps you, because laundry, dishes, I mean, those kind of things, they never ending.
So
and if you don't stay on them, and it's going to make you feel better, which is going to make you more mentally and spiritually ready for hospitality when you're not feeling that overload of, oh my gosh, my house is a wreck, and you know, and I think there's so much to do.
I'm going to go ahead and have another one, unless you have another one.
I do, but go ahead.
Okay, well, really quick. I was just thinking along those lines of, if you think about hospitality, for me, figure out what speaks the most to you, because your home is not supposed to be a reflection of anyone else, any of anyone else's styles, even anyone else's spirit of hospitality. I mean, there's generic things like food and, you know, a beverage. Those are the things that just scream hospitality to anybody. But, you know, in other terms, for me, it's soothing music playing, like instrumental or worship, or, you know, my peppy music I save for when I'm in the mood for it. But when I have company over, I don't want something that's overwhelming or distracting from the conversation and the community I'm trying to create. And so soothing music, and then candles are huge. So like every evening I've got, and I can't burn a ton because I do have allergies, so I have some of ours. I'm slowly building my collection of our battery operated candles because they're the only ones I found that don't look like plastic. But I do have some other ones, and it's like I just go around and I light those candles and I turn on some soothing music every evening, even when we don't have company over, and it speaks hospitality to myself, and it makes me feel more relaxed. So I think having, like, figure out what those maybe couple things are that you can do quickly that are like, this makes me feel comfortable. Because if you're relaxed, your guests are going to be relaxed. And so finding what speaks hospitality to you is really important. And just having a couple of those things ready to go. Like, I have a couple of candles sitting out. My centerpiece on my table, I need a burlap runner, first off. I need a runner. But I have a galvanized, like, what'd you call that? Tray. I really love it. And it's one of those things I kept for a long time. And I was like, I don't know how to use it, but I'm going to keep it because I love it. And I don't recommend doing that with many things, but if you have something you love and it's unique, think it through. Choose with anything. We saw a pin the other day that said it's not hoarding if all of it's cool crap. That's you. You're not hoarding. And I have 3 candles in it, and then I have it filled with putka pods, or the mini pumpkins that smell like pumpkin spice. And so that sits on my table when it's not mealtime. And so it's ready to go to make hospitality happen. So that's kind of another quick little one that I came up with because I like that.
Well, my philosophy is, if it's really cool, you do hang on to it until you find a purpose for it, or until you find something cooler to replace it.
Let me tell you guys, this is going to be an insider tip. Be watching when they build their house. Because I guarantee within 6 months, of them building our house, our shop is going to be flooded with some of the coolest stuff you've ever seen. I have stuff that's on the, like, when you die, I get this list. Like, when she's, like, on her deathbed, I won't be at the hospital. I'll be taking my key to their house and going over and doing a quick shopping spree before they pass away, my brothers and their wives get involved. Like that pie company box tray thing, that's going to my house. It'll just quietly disappear from your home. But, priorities. So yeah, fun tip.
I have
cool stuff. Good morning, Elizabeth.
I have tucked away some pretty. I've forgotten some of them, and I'm gonna forget even more.
She's got a cool old wood crate, guys, filled with cutting boards, all different ones, really cool. And I mean, right now, you know, she's weeded out a lot. You weeded out a lot of extra stuff.
I did.
But you're down to the super cool stuff, and you're like, I just want to wait till I get my home and I figure out what fits my space, and then I'll get rid of the rest. So. Yeah. You're not actually a hoarder, but what it does mean is the shop is going to be filled with super cool stuff. Although you guys might have to, like, throw elbows with me to get it.
A little, you touched on the candles and how they don't look plastic. So the core of them, they are plastic. But the thing about that and whatever little magical fairies that live inside that make that timer thing work, because there's, like, nothing there. Okay. But they are hand dipped in Pennsylvania. The place we get them from. They hand dip them so that they have like that waxy coating over them, and then they
feels like wax.
And then they roll it in the cinnamon and stuff to the
grunge it up,
stuff to make it look old and time worn. So I think that adds to why they have a better feel to them than a lot of them that are just. Yeah,
I did like the Costco ones. Costco has a set of ones that are covered in wax as well. Mm-hmm. Those are nice, and they're just the clean white ones. But I like the flicker better on these.
And I did just get an order yesterday, so we will be replenished for the holidays. We're doing okay, but they're starting to dwindle down, and we're just heading into the
busy season.
Those candles fly out the door. I know. Are you going to have to cut this off?
Yeah, he'll come walking through here. He parked out front. He's my sign that I gotta go, but I can hear footsteps. Keep trucking.
My other tip was talking about making your home prepared for hospitality. Mm-hmm. My other tip was to create a kind of a spot for that conversation, for that. Be prepared. I mean, and you probably already know where it is. It's where people gravitate. I tried having a beautiful living room, and everybody hung out in my kitchen, perched over my kitchen counter or sitting at my kitchen table. Mm-hmm. So take your cues from your guests, because where they feel most comfortable, that's where it happens. You know, unless it's like your bathroom or something. That's kind of weird, but I don't know why that just struck me.
I feel like there's nothing you can say to add to that without going over PG-13 rating.
Anyways.
But invest in that space. I think it's good.
Find that space and make that your focus. Add some little touches to make it cozier. Make sure that's always, the cleared space that's ready for someone to come in and sit down for you to get a phone call from somebody and say, come on over, we'll have a cup of coffee together, a cup of tea. Right. So just having that one space. So don't feel like, oh my goodness, I've got this pressure. I've got to keep all my house ready at all times. Find that spot.
Find one spot that looks clean.
Where you're going to have that. And like I said, your guests are gonna
help you find
probably already know what that spot is, where everybody kind of gravitates because they feel comfortable. Mm-hmm. I was realizing I didn't grab my calendar, and I don't have this all in my head because we have a lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff coming up, guys. If you have any super cool tips about how to be prepared to have hospitality and community within your home, I'd love to hear it. I definitely I always say once we build, but I'm really trying to make it here where if someone calls, I can be like, come on over. I'm ready for you, So if you have any other fun tips that you've done and you found to work, we'd love to hear them. Move the banana bread.
Well, we should probably also share we were discussing before.
Well, now it feels weird. Hey guys, for those of you who've been following along on our journey, you've moved farther away from me, just so you know. I kind of leaned over the
That's
table.
because you were kind of...
Those of you who've been following along our journey, we did finally, our insurance agent was phenomenal and really advocated aggressively on our behalf. And so our insurance money came through, yay! Which is how we were able to restock and just it kind of helped us, the community helped us get our doors back open. Mm-hmm. This is helping us keep our doors open. Mm-hmm. So it was very, very exciting. The Lord brought it the way that God does, right? When you need it the most, the 11th hour, and only in His way. Mm-hmm. So we're very grateful, and we're very excited because that means we can continue to move forward. So yes, it was very, very exciting news for us.
Yes.
But yes. So coming up, we do have...
Flip the calendar. Oh my gosh, I got all these
our
notes.
holiday workshop we just announced.
Yes.
And this is our first ever workshop, so we're super excited for it. Patty is going to be heading up most of the workshops. I might make appearances, but that's kind of my family time. So
I won't go grab him right now, but
she made some super cute gnomes. We've been posting about them on Facebook and Instagram, and it's on the event. So for the event, you're going to get to make 2 gnomes, right?
2 of them, yes. And they'll be, those are just, the pictures you see are just 2 examples. There'll be other options for their suit, accessorizing, lots of different things for you to choose some.
Personalized.
I'm going to walk you through and show you how to put the whole guy, put him together, and then you can kind of make him your own, and you get to make 2 of them.
One for you, one for a friend, or you can keep them together. Mm-hmm. You can make a little husband and wife, like in Mr. and Mrs. Claus. Mm-hmm. Well, he's got a beard.
Yeah.
Maybe not Mr. and Mrs. That'd be too, like Mr. Santa Claus and his son, I guess.
So that's coming up on Tuesday the 13th. You can get I've had a couple questions if we are going to have any other times or dates that's available. I would consider doing a second one if we can squeeze it in.
Just see how it goes.
We kind of, everything threw us behind. All this event threw everything, I should say. It threw everything behind for us. So we're trying to kind of getting to that point where we can do the preparations and get these workshops in place. We're limited now on how much time we have because
do that.
Once we hit the first week of December,
it's going to get crazy.
Everybody's life is just too busy.
Too many events.
So maybe we'll see, but this
right now
one
it's
for
still
sure.
a date. You can get your tickets on our website, therusticgirls.com, or you can come in here in the shop and get them. It's going to be $28. We will provide light refreshments.
All the supplies, everything you need.
All the supplies, so you can just come and have fun. So it'll be good. We're excited. We are limiting the space because there's only so much room, and you can only teach so many people at once. So make sure that you snag yours if you're interested before those seats fill up. But that weekend, after the Gnome Workshop, the 16th, 17th, 18th, is going to be our Ring in the Season. It's our second annual holiday kickoff event. Whoop, whoop. And so we're really excited about that. So it'll really kind of kick off Friday evening, and then it'll be Friday evening, and then Saturday, and then Sunday. So we'll have from 6... Did we decide 6 days? I thought we changed it. 5 to 8.
We did. That was my old.
Okay. So it's 5 to 8.
Yeah, we won't.
Friday
we won't
night
really
we'll have a hot cocoa bar.
Close.
There'll be treats.
We'll just kind of.
There'll be after our shopping. We'll have our surprises and sales and surprises stocking. So yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. We're excited.
And I'm going to start posting. I meant to do it earlier this week. I might get to it today. In the event, some of the things. We've got bringing back some of the things from last year, a few new things. So
yeah,
it'll be a lot of fun. All the holiday stuff will be out. We'll be all.
We're gonna deck it out.
It will look a lot like Christmas. And guys, I don't understand. It's all I am seeing all over social media, and even like locally, not our town, but like local towns around us.
Christmas.
Already decked out completely for
Where
Christmas.
did Thanksgiving go?
And I'm
Bring
really
back
thankful
Thanksgiving.
because no one's really started pressing us here yet. And
we try not to rush it.
Yeah.
Let's enjoy fall, enjoy Thanksgiving, and then we'll enjoy Christmas.
It's coming.
Yeah, so that will be when we kind of flip the shop. So there'll be lots of new stuff, lots of Christmas stuff, a lot of fun. And the following week, of course, is Shop Small Saturday. We are going to do some special deals. We have the extended hours, 8 to 5:30. And then also on Black Friday, we decided to offer, we've been doing those monthly Facebook live sales. So we're actually going to do it Friday night on the 23rd. So finish your craziness,
you can
running out in the
shop
crowd.
until you drop. You can hit Black Friday,
drop on
home,
your couch,
drop on your couch,
hop on Facebook Live with us,
do Facebook Live, shop small
Come
on Saturday, and then of course on Monday you've got Cyber Monday, so kind of kick back on your computer and do all kinds of more shopping. So yeah, it's
make it rain the money, friends.
But it's a great weekend to
There's
get
a good deals
really good
and a lot of
deals.
fun stuff going on. So we're going to be doing some fun stuff here too. So stay tuned for that.
And then the following weekend,
because there's not enough.
It's not enough. Following Saturday is our tree lighting here in town. And so what we have decided to do is to add a kids workshop on that Saturday. And I need to get that
We'll get the event up. So you guys are the first to hear about it.
Yeah. Woo. We've got some fun wood ornaments for the kids to come in and
have
paint.
A picture in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
So that will be free. We are collecting donations for either the Granite Falls Coalition Food Bank or for the fire department. New toys for the fire department. They pass out toys to kids in our community. So you don't have to bring a donation. This is completely optional. Right. We want this to be something that anyone can enjoy. Families can come do it.
And you don't need to reserve. Like I said, it was free.
Walk in.
But yeah, you don't need to reserve a spot or anything.
And we'll be open that night till 7.
Once we do the event, it would be awesome if you RSVP. Just it gives us a little idea.
Be prepared.
But we'll have it set up. We'll have our tables in the back and set up. And
it'll be a lot of fun. So you can get out and enjoy the tree lighting and all the fun that's going to be going on there.
And then we'll be open a little later.
You can come here and do the workshop. It'll be a lot of fun. So that was a lot. And I assume you're not sitting at home taking notes.
Word vomit.
So we make events for all these on our Facebook. You are welcome to hop on over there. Just put interested. You don't even have to commit to going. If you put interested, then you'll kind of get more info as we post it on the different events going on. And Facebook will remind you when they're coming up, which is super helpful because I forget stuff all the time.
Also, when we reopened the shop, we finally got our outside chalkboard hung. And so we've got all of our events on that. So you can always... if you're like, oh man, I can't, whatever, you can always catch it on there. I've seen people snap a picture so then they have it on their phone.
Yes. So lots of fun stuff going on in the shop. There'll be stuff on the website. If you don't subscribe to our emails, we did have a new blog post go up this week. I don't think we've shared that on the Facebook yet, but we try to do that every other week. There'll be a new blog post and a new email going out that just kind of tells you what's going on in the shop, what's going on the website, and some fun tips. So we try not to be spammy about it. We just try to be really helpful and have good information and things that you'd actually want to hear about. So good stuff. I'm really surprised my husband was supposed to trot through here with the kids and he hasn't. So we're running super late today. So I'm sure he's going to be a ball of stress. He probably hasn't because they don't have their shoes on. He's probably up there, put their shoes on.
Well, if you're leaving, I'm going to need a few extra minutes to get opened. So we probably should wrap this up.
We hope, thank you for hanging out with us.
Yeah, absolutely. And we always look forward to this.
Saturday morning to catch up with y'all.
So have it's kind of a drizzly one here. But
it's still a beautiful Saturday.
Yep. Have a beautiful...
Be kind to each other.
Yes. And we'll talk soon. Bye.